Okay guys, so this is gonna be a different kind of video today. I know I'm in the bathroom by the bathtub. I have my suit on. I don't usually bathe in a bathing suit, but I don't want to give you guys quite that personal of a show. So anyways, we're not doing any crazy Wim Hof, getting a cold ice bath or anything. That is incredible, transformative, but this is a nice cozy ritualistic bath that actually offers release. So this is going to be like pec, neck, and shoulder release as well as outer hip release. Hopefully you guys can see, because while my bathroom is one of my favorite rooms in my house, I love it, it's very luxurious, it is not massive, and so getting the right angle with the camera was actually kind of tricky. So usually I have a lot of bubbles, especially in a ritualistic bath where I'm using like crystals and journaling and books and intention meditation. I want this to just be really actionable for you. So I wanted to make it so you could see. So no bubbles today. But what I do have in there is a bunch of Epsom salt. So this is actually an important part of this. So this is like a pain relief bath. That's sort of the specific intention. So Epsom salts, a lot of the time I will use ones with essential oils in them, depending on what I'm wanting, needing, feeling called to. This is an 8-pound bag. It's probably $3 to $5, and I used about probably 2 pounds at least per bath. So yeah, pretty affordable, and you can do a bath like this once a week, every day, 3 times a week, whatever works for you. You don't always have to do these activations I'm going to show you. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get in, and obviously this might be a hard one to follow along because you'll be in a bath. So again, I have a ton of Epsom salts in here. My bath is, I like it pretty hot. I probably would have had it hotter if it wasn't gonna fog up my camera. But anyhow, you're getting in, and the thing that's great about this, and people have obviously different size bathtubs, so longer ones, shorter ones, it's going to be different for everybody. But what's great about this is that you have this boundary on your sides, so you can utilize that for a resist, and the Epsom salts are actually what's really helpful for the relax, because Epsom salt, when you have a ton in your tub, will actually help you to become more buoyant, so you'll be floating, so your release can happen deeper, if that makes sense, rather than some of these similar exercises done with a belt on the floor or in a doorway. You have gravity, which is great, but you don't necessarily have that same supported feeling of being able to release into the water. So that's what we're doing today, okay? I'm gonna lay back and show you, and I hope that you can get it. You won't be able to see my feet and legs really well. I'll try to describe what's going on, and I'm gonna do them separately, so I'll do the upper body first. So anyways, I'm gonna lay back and get all cozy in my nice cozy bath. Okay, so it's actually the best for the neck and shoulders to get all the way down. So my face might even go under, or just my head. But my bath isn't crazy long. Like you can see right now, my heels are on the bottom and my feet are flat against the end of my bath. So this is how much length I have in my bath. So my feet will bend, or knees will bend, and my feet might come out of the water or whatever, but I'm gonna lay all the way back, and my arms are gonna be straight, my shoulders are gonna go back. You can see that, how my shoulders are, I'm doing like a yoga up, back and down, good. And then I'm gonna scrunch myself low. I'm gonna let my head come back. I like to have the crown of my head supported at the top of the bath, so it's just touching. There's not really any resistance. Now my arms are where they are, and I try to make sure I'm really centered in my bath. Most of us have that drain thing in the center underneath the spout where we can put our feet to know that we're centered in our feet and legs, and hopefully then hips. And then you can press. I'm gently pressing my wrists and hands into the sides of my bath at the bottom. So I'm going to take a deep breath in. As I exhale, I'm pressing. So I'm doing just like we would on the table or in the doorway. I'm pressing straight elbows, straight hands, arms like a knife straight, right into the sides of the bath. And so right now I'm really only making contact at like my wrist and fingertips. Breathing in, exhaling, relaxing. And then this is where you can just soften and float. All right, and then I'm gonna set up for another one. Big breath in. As I exhale, I press, and again, I made sure my shoulders went down onto my back. So their shoulder blades are towards my spine, towards my hips, my neck's nice and long, my head's not actually touching anymore. Big breaths. You can take a couple of breaths here. And relax it. And I can feel my right arm, pec, and shoulder is much tighter today than my left. And that's just an awareness. You'll have your own awarenesses. And I'm going to do one more big breath in. And exhale, pressing out. And relaxing. Now I might have held that a little longer if I wasn't doing a demo. So you can do 3 to 5 of those and just making sure you really enjoy the buoyant float in between, okay? So now I'm gonna do my outer hip. For this one, if it's accessible to you, I actually like to get like my hands on my hips, so I'm just above, I'm like at my true waist, right? Above my iliac crest, which is your hip bone. And so my thumbs are facing my spine, and if that doesn't feel good, don't do it. You can set your hand back like this. You can do what works for you. But I like that because I can actually feel which muscles are engaging, and I can feel if my hips are shifted. So from here, you can see I'm further up, so I want my feet on the bottom, on the ground, and my feet are together. Balls of my feet are together, heels of my feet are together, and then my toes and the rest of the balls of my feet are pressing on that side of my bathtub. Now my knees are touching the outside, the sides of the tub, and I have my bottom is touching the base of the tub. So big breath in, exhale, and I'm pressing out now. So I start to engage my legs and hips and everything just by pressing my knees out into the sides of the tub. Big breath out, and then I relax everything. Good. And then big breath in, exhale, pressing out, and you'll notice how your torso, your hips, what engages, what shifts. Notice if your butt comes up and you want to kind of press it back down, and remember that you're pressing your knees out. And you might feel imbalance, you might feel activation, you might feel discomfort. If you get a ton of pain, please stop. But discomfort is normal. Again, I'm feeling a little more on my right side right now, right at the bottom of my bottom, right around my ischial tuberosity, the base of my glute. And relaxing. And again, that same exercise you would do maybe 3 to 5 times. Then you would just soak and float in your bathtub, enjoying it. And water, if you're into the metaphysical stuff, water is all about emotion, and it corresponds to the moon, and it corresponds to our inner liquid tissues. So blood, lymph, synovial fluid, which is the fluid around the joints, right? Lymph is in all of our tissues, and it's what helps us flush things out of our system. It's what fights infection. And obviously you know what blood is, and that's the plasma and the red blood cells, white blood cells, red blood cells. And so water is actually a part of that, right? That's a big part of our genetic makeup. And so connecting with the energy of water, the power of water, I know I'm getting a little woo here, but allowing yourself to connect to that and thank it, and asking it to honor, ask your body, yourself, your spirit, your emotions, your mind to connect and honor whatever arises for you, any awarenesses, and then letting go, releasing old patterns. And right, we go with that. Water is fluid, water is movement, water is flushing. And so we just ask that it all be absorbed into the water. Everything that no longer serves us, all these old patterns, any pain and discomfort, we let it soak into the water. And then we say thank you, and we drain it. We drain it, we let it go, and we fill up and replace all the spaces that have been made within with new patterns, new balance, new awareness, new gratitude, and remind ourselves that it's safe to be in this new reality of our body and ourself. So, a little science, a little action, and a little woo, but that is the bathtub practice. Let me know if you have questions. But I'm gonna take my things off and wash and then get on with my day and help clients. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you soon.